Take a look at these two beauties. Dr. Phil Heath, 2011. And Big Ramy, look at this version. Don't be fooled by this front relaxed position. I don't even think he's flexing his abs. It is the 2017 Arnold's Classics Europe. He won this event. So he definitely is big. He's massive. He's huge. As is always the comparisons between these two. But Dr. Phil 2011, could there ever be any better version? Was there ever any better version than this in bodybuilding? Just as crisp and muscular? I don't know. But of course, judging by this one, Ramy's not even flexing his abs. So it's hard to say. Give the edge to the doctor, though. Turn to the side, and my soul, it's not a very clear picture of Phil Heath, but you can definitely see some muscle separation in the abs and mass. And the funny thing is, about this side, he was dwarfing everybody else in the lineup here in 2011. Jay Cutler, Kai Green, you name it. He was just outstanding. But it was by far his best side, and this is Ramy's worst side. It's funny. Turn to the back, and it is another blurry picture of Phil Heath. But you can definitely see muscle separation, the abs and the hamstrings. There's some striation in the glutes of Big Ramy, and man, is he big. Definitely does not have the muscle separation and detail of Phil, though. Turn around to the other side, and you see what I mean. Big Ramy looks much better from this angle, and on the contrary, Phil Heath looks a little bit worse on this side. He was actually being dwarfed by the Jay Cutlers and the Kai Greens from this angle. And the other angle, he was doing the opposite. But anyway, just goes to show you that all the bodybuilders are not exactly symmetrical, and even the Dr. Phil Heath. All right, that is a total symmetry round, in which case I do give Phil a slight edge. Front double bicep pose. And I have to say, the lack of muscle separation in Big Ramy's midsection when he goes for these poses, definitely giving Phil an edge. And let's face it, Phil Heath doesn't have the best set of abs in the world. Now, for the sizing of these guys, I took my time and I looked at all the pictures of them actually standing side by side. I took all those things into consideration. So before you go ahead and tell me that I sized them wrong, do your own research. And here in the front lat spread, it is also a little bit, it looks iffy about the sizes, but do your research, go ahead and look at these guys on stage, compare them with these two pictures, and I'm sure you won't comment because, trust me, I did my homework. So I did give a slight edge to Phil Heath in the front double bi, but here in the front lat, I just can't do it. He does look better quality, does Phil. This 2011 was so crisp, just awesome. But Big Ramy structurally, it's like he goes boof and just opens up like a big flower, waiting to bloom for years and years. But either way, he is getting a point here, tying things up. The doctor displays an awesome, outstanding upper body, and I have to reiterate, go check and see these guys standing on stage together, and he does somewhat dwarf Big Ramy in the arm department here in the side. And in the chest, due to the display, don't kid yourself. Big Ramy has a bigger set of pecs than the doctor. But either way, the doctor is getting a slight edge in the side chest. Side tricep is a no-brainer, if you ask me. It was, to be honest with you, it was a little bit difficult to get the sizes correctly in this one, because the only time that they were ever standing side by side doing this pose, Phil never hit it this way. So he's crouching down. I might have made him a little bit too big here. But the point is, his tricep is just too much, is Phil's, for Big Ramy. And again, I'm pointing to that midsection. Dr. Phil lost to Big Ramy in the last comparison that I did between these two guys. It was the 2017 Phil Heath, though. I don't think Big Ramy could handle a prime time, downtown, uptown Phil Heath. There's just no way. Turn around. This is I was going to say this is a domination for Phil Heath. And he is winning when you look at the Christmas tree. And you look at the lat insertions, but Big Ramy is good. Look how hard and crisp he is. And the glutes are there too. He has a little bit of an old man bum when you look closely. Phil Heath is spotless. But either way, it's not a mandatory shot. This is. And it's all about muscle separation here for this one. For Phil Heath. He is just awesome. Outstanding. Look at the traps. What can I say? Ramy is really going to have to do his homework. I mean, Phil Heath, he still looks somewhat like this in the rear shots. So if they do both compete together in 2020, the Olympia, Big Ramy's going to have to do his homework, do some shrugs, something. Phil Heath, there's just no way he's losing this one. Ditto with this rear double by, and this is one of the reasons why I give Phil Heath 2011 the blue ribbon as far as Phil Heaths are concerned. Just as crisp, full. I've seen him a little bit fuller, but never this crisp with the small waist like this. 2013, people will argue, but there's just no comparison. Watch the videos. His waistline, he's sticking out his gut in 2013. Hey, that makes a difference to me when it's that close with these shots. Anyway, it's not a Phil Heath battle. Ab and thigh could go either way, I guess. In my opinion, it's going to Phil Heath. Neither one of them are impressing me in the ab department. It's just not an aesthetic pose for either of these two gentlemen. And the ab and thigh is that. It is just that, an aesthetic pose. But Phil Heath does get a slight edge. In the most muscular, however, I think Ramy is just a little bit too wide. I was talking the other day, if you guys remember, I was talking about how Jay Cutler is the widest bodybuilder of all time. But Big Ramy may be even wider. He is as wide as a barn door, like Tominator says. Phil Heath, this whole match, he's had a little bit better muscle separation, a little bit better quality. But in my estimation and my judgment, I would give this one to Big Ramy, Mamdouh Elssbiay. When they snap the crab pose, I still kind of like Big Ramy in this one. He's just so massive. He's as big as a house. I guess as big as a house is wider than a barn door, is it not? Phil Heath has those arms. He always will. He'll have that arm advantage over Ramy Mamdouh. But Mamdouh has the bigger, wider clavicle, bigger set of pecs. Those delts, I really do prefer Phil in the crab position, probably because of those delts. But I did like Ramy a whole lot better in the other most muscular, so slightly inconclusive in the last pose. At the end of the day, I do give this one to Phil Heath. 2011, a very hard Phil Heath to defeat. And if Mamdouh ever did nail his conditioning like Phil did here, then he may beat him, but that's a very iffy thing. If he did, and he never did. Phil Heath did, so he was the greatest, in my opinion anyway. I don't think any bodybuilder, any version could ever defeat Phil Heath 2011. Very crisp, just perfect, too perfect, symmetrical, proportions, everything. You just can't beat that. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hit thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and go ahead and find me on Instagram and follow me on there. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys.